All right, hello guys, how we all doing? Welcome to this look at a new mod map that has been released today. It is Prairie Farms, Michigan by Taylor Farms. It is 200.64 megabytes to download. And as you can see, we start here at the main farm. So, with that in mind, let's have a look at the PDA and then we will take a drive around the map and have a look at the sites and all the fields. Right, with regarding to the slot counts first, before we go on to the PDA, the slot counts in new farmer mode, which is what I'm in on this map tour, it is a total of 887 slots for farm manager. And start from scratch, the slot count comes down to 620. Now, with regarding the slot counts, just go back and have a look. Everything is all on the map, all the buildings, apart from your farmhouse and all of the equipment. So you start with all the buildings minus the farmhouse and all the starting equipment. With regards to the starting equipment, you get in small tractors, you get the John Deere 6110M, the Massey Ferguson 3709AL, which is small tractors. Large tractors, you get the John Deere 8R280 and the John Deere 9420R. Trucks, you get the Mack Superliner 6x4. In harvesters, you get the Case Axle Flow 9250. Cars, you get the 2017 pickup and the John Deere XUV 865M little buggy ATV. Trailers, you get the Load King Distinction Triple Hopper. Headers, you get the Terraflex Draper 45 foot for the Case Harvester. Sprayers, you get the Mega 1200 litre sprayer at the back, and you also get the additional tank for the front. Planters, you get the John Deere 1775 NT and you get the Agramaz Falcon 3. Now, with regards to what the planters will seed and sow, they will do your corn, your sunflowers, your soybeans, your sugar beets, and cotton. In seeders, you get the Amazon Citan 15001C, and you also get the Nordstone HK25 and NS 3030. With regards to what your planters will, your actual seeders will sow, they will do all of your wheat, barley, oats, canola, soybeans, sorghum, oilseed radish, grass, and alfalfa, which is an additional crop that the map maker has put in on the map. You get Case Speed Tiller 465, which is a disc harrow for shallow cultivating. Cultivators, you get the Roselmash K 12200, which is also another shallow cultivator, and you get the Horsch Terrano 3FX, which is a deep cultivator, but that is only 3 meters. So the smaller equipment I would suggest selling straight away because they're going to be no good on this map whatsoever, because it is for large vehicles and medium vehicles. So it's pointless trying to plow and cultivate a rather large field with very small equipment. It will take you forever. It will take ages. With regards to ploughs, you get the Pottinger Servo 25. Yeah, useless. Get rid of it. It's not needed for this map. There are other ploughs that are available that would suit this map far better. Then you get the corn header, which is the case 4418N for the case. Fertilizer spreaders, you get the Amazon ZGTS 10001, which is your 10,000 litre fertilizer sprayer only for this one. And then obviously you get your Nardi N7030 header trailer for the case corn header. So that's the starting equipment. With regards to additional mods, there are no actual vehicle mods that have been added, but the map maker Taylor Farms has actually added a few mods into the build mode. So if you go into buildings, go into sheds, and all the way on the end, you've got all of the Prairie Farm Michigan mods buildings. You don't have anything in silos. There is nothing in silo extensions. There is nothing in containers. But in farmhouses, you have the Prairie Farm Michigan mod there as well. In productions, you have in factories the sugar beet pilers, and that is it. There is nothing in the sell points, nothing in greenhouses, nothing in orchards, nothing in generators. Animals, there are nothing added either because there are no animal pens or pastures on the map at all. So if you need some, you'll have to place those down yourself. In decoration, there is nothing either added. Also, nothing in fences, nothing in lights, and nothing in others. In landscaping, sculpting is the same, but in painting, there are a few additional ground textures that have been added in as well. So you've got those. Trees, I couldn't see anything actually in trees, but in plants, you have a fair few in plants for the additional textures for vegetation, grass, and everything else like that. But that is it. That is all the additional mods that have actually been added in. I will leave a link in the description as well, guys, for the sugar beet pilers how-to tutorial that I did a while ago when Taylor Farms brought out the Michigan Farms map. But I was having a look around earlier, and I must admit, I found the map to be a little bit jerky in places. If you can see the ground textures, you can see they look a little bit blurry from where I'm standing and everything else. But if I walk up to them, they become more visible. But over here, you have a shed with all of your equipment in just here. The doors do open. It says, yeah, yeah. They just take a little bit of a time to open. But this is your actual main farm area. You own all of the buildings and everything else on it, so you can delete them. So obviously you've got your workshop trigger just here on your main farm that you come in and do your repairs as well. If you are familiar with the Michigan Farms map and also Frankenmuth, they Frankenmuth got an update today, but this shed here actually looks very, very incomplete. It's the shed that's on the Frankenmuth. Now, to me, there should be a door just here by the looks of things, but obviously it's something that's not been done and added in. Also, I wouldn't say issues, but if sometimes I play on PC and I use course play and everything else, and if the fields are so close together, the course play map system puts both fields in as one because they are so close together. This map is exactly the same. Frankenmuth is exactly the same, and also Michigan Farms is exactly the same. By that, what I mean is, if you see here, you've got field 6, which is what we own, but you've got this field just here. They are so close, and if you were to plough and finish ploughing start on the other end, and then try and plough this field, because they're so close together, the workers will actually go and plough the other fields as well, and even though you don't own them. But yeah, so that's my gripe with this and everything else. Uh, it, there is. It says there's room for placeables and everything else, but I've looked round and there is no actual build areas that you can do unless you demolish some of your fields. Now, there's no forestry on the map, so if you like logging, then you're going to have to put some trees in on a field somewhere and turn that into your forestry area. But with regards to the PDA, let's have a look at that now. Right, this is the actual PDA. So with what we own in New Farmer is this area just here. This is what you start off with, this big area here. Now, it says there's 18 fields, but you've got 2 fields just here. Down the middle of this field here, there is a ditch that is running. Now, to me, this should have been 2 separate fields to make 20, obviously, but hey, I think something's gone awry there, unless that's just one big, massive field that's been split into 3, because obviously you've got wheat and you've got corn and you've got soybeans. I think that one is. Yeah, that's soybeans in the field. Having a look. This is the actual PDA. You can't buy the periphery of the map because there is no periphery. The whole of the field that are inside is the whole map. There are grey, all the dark areas you can buy. All the light areas you can't buy. And when we come down to this area here, I think a lot of that is a waste that could have been utilized with a couple of extra production chains as well. But as you can see, there are no visible areas that you could actually put down for production chains. This area just up here is where the second farm buildings are. You don't own that, but once you own the land and buy the land, if you buy the land, that little area there will cost you 22,932. Once you buy that land, you can then sell off all of the other buildings that are on there. There is no silo, no BGA or anything on here as well. Contracts are available on the fields. There are collectibles as well. But yeah, so we're not going to bother to. I'm not going to go all the way up over to that area. But what we're going to do is we'll do a quick flyover in using the build mode to go up to this because, as you can see, the fields areas and what they're looking like, they're all stretched out. So small machinery isn't needed. Here is your animal dealer with your trigger just here and your bales sell point just here. If you see, and back over here, this is where the second farm is, which is that little plot that I showed you on the map. Once you own this land, you can get rid of all of these buildings. But until then, you can't. There is another shed just over there in the distance, which is on a bit of land, which is just here, which is the little farmland 22. There's just a single shed over there, and that is it. So let's jump in the pickup. It's going to be a very, very short one, this one, because there isn't a lot to see. Literally right opposite the main farm, you have your workshop. So you've got your repair trigger just there, and just in the archway, just here, this is where, in the doorway, that's where your trigger is. And round the side, just here, this is the reset point for all of the vehicles should you get stuck as well. So let's go down. So this is going to be a very, very short map tour. You see the shadings and the shadows. Yes, they are a little bit dark. It is 8 o'clock in the morning on that time, but I'm hoping they'll get through. But here's one of the sell points, and this sell point is it's the grain silo north sell point, just here. And just here is your Sugar Beet Pilers Productions. As you can see, you can't buy this land, right? So you've got the rest of the area in here, right? That would be ideal to place maybe an extra couple of factories down if you could. But yeah, but yeah, that seems a waste for me. Like, obviously, you tear dirt. If you were to buy these, if you've been using the Michigan Farms map, you'd know, like, your sugar beets go in, they fall off and disappear, and you get tear dirt, which is just for show that you can put down on your fields. A bit like compost and stuff like that, really. It's just for show, a bit extra realism. But that's your sugar beet pilers area. And the very, very last of the sell points. Let's just literally just hop straight across. And this is the Johnson's Farmers Market sell point. So here is bales, and I would assume some production chains if needed. All of your grain and everything else just in there. And round the side or round the back, just here, you have a log sell point. And that is the map. That is it. There's no BGA, nothing, and everything else. It's yeah. Let's have a look at the edge of the map. See, we're right on the edge, and that's it. That's as far. Yeah. Hmm. I don't know. It's it is just one of those funny things, but to me that it's not. I think a lot more could have been done, to be honest. Even though it says it's realistic to some of the area in a way, but you could have added a few extra little minor things in and everything else. Field wise, prices, I'll show you those now. But yeah, to me, it's like you can see it's like jerky and jumpy in places. But yeah, but with regards to field prices in New Farmer, this whole area here, which incorporates farmland 5, 19, and 21, farmland 5 on its own is 1,102,000 just for the big field just there. Farmland 19, where your main farm is situated, that's 46,416. 21, farmland area 21, that's another 13 grand, which you own that, and there is a shed with some equipment in there as well. Field 9, which is farmland 6, well, that's 1,319,000. So the larger areas, yeah, they are way up there. Like that's over a million. Field area 15, that's 590. Field 14, well, farmland 14 is 849. 13 is 297. 12, 378. 11, 230, 532. 10 is 146. 9 is 452. Yeah, so the prices are actually quite high, to be honest. So yeah, and just having those sell points and everything else, you've got like a little bit of the grass area just over by the shop area, just on the corner of the field, that I'm sure that you could do. But that is the map tour, guys. That is it. I'm not overly impressed, I must say. But yeah, but here is the shed. I'll just quickly run you over there and see. You've got some equipment in. You do own it. You can, as I said, you can get rid of a lot of it. So here's the other shed where you've got your seeder and planter, your cultivator, and your speed tiller just there. And here is the rest of the small equipment just here. Your sprayers and everything else. lights. There are lights in the shed, so you've got to be standing somewhere in the middle to activate. But your main farmhouse, sleep trigger just here. And you do have a wardrobe trigger just here as well. But like I said, on farm manager and start from scratch, the house and all the equipment is not here. Lighting wise, if you can see, I'm stood here, and you can see the sheds. They're flickering slightly on the back wall and everything else. I don't know whether it's me being on the Xbox console, but it might be different on PC and everything else as well. But you can see the difference in the ground textures. It looks blurry, and if I walk up to it, it becomes clear. But yeah, so I don't know whether that's the rendering of the frames or anything else, but I just don't know. But yeah, sorry guys, I'm not overly impressed. I wasn't overly impressed with Michigan Farms or Frankenmuth either. It's just the way that the layout is. Not worker friendly. You've got to run headlands if you want the workers not to disappear into other fields. But overall, yeah. Sorry, not for me. Maybe for you and everything else. But yeah, for me, I think I'll give it a miss. But anyhow, guys, that's the map tour of Prairie Farms, Michigan by Taylor Farms. I hope you've enjoyed this quick tour round. I've been Carinian Warrior. Thanks for watching. Remember, stay safe, happy gaming, and I'll catch you all on the other side. Until then, bye bye for now.